non-metallic minerals, and we have a lot of precious minerals, and even rare earth minerals abundant in our domain. Professor Sir, how can we develop our mineral, especially the dolomite, kaolin, and man, especially in our local fertilizers industry in our domain? Thank you.
Number 6B. Then if it's related, then maybe you pick the answers. 6B. Short and straight to the point, please.
Please, me to start on existing protocol. I'm Ibrahim Rahman from Antaka Fertilizer. Pertaining to the first and second speaker, they left on this AIR and UK. Fertilizer blending, there are 5 important raw materials we use. These are actually 3 are imported, and 1 is from a reputable organization in Nigeria, which we all trust their quality standards. But the 5th one, which is the limestone, now seems to be the major reason why anything fertilizer has come with concerns of quality. Just as we have the Fertilizer Act and other regulation guidelines and agencies that are monitoring the blending plants, are there any guidelines for the limestone producers or the pillar producers?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me answer you directly.
So there's a second one.
Okay.
And still in terms of quality, in my experience, I've come to see that sometimes whenever we spot bad fertilizer or substandard fertilizers in the market, they are actually those that are sponsored by the government or these agencies. And the reason is that we've caught a lot of people with adulterated fertilizers of my brand. And at the end of the day, what they tell us is this, that they got the product from the supplier of the government agencies and the government themselves. And the majority of the recipients of these products have nothing to do with farming, so they go back to sell it to the dealers. The dealers, they themselves cannot sell it. So what they have to resort to is go to print the bags of these quality fertilizer brands that people are purchasing, and then they make adulterated products of these brands. So, comment for that, I think it is better if the government and its agencies are sponsoring fertilizer. They should do that with the standards, in conjunction with the standard organizations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly address the second question you raised. Just the professor that spoke about environmental impact assessment told us that there are loopholes. There are loopholes in our laws, and it's also applicable to fertilizer. I told you that we have the National Fertilizer Quality Control Act, which was signed into law in 2019. That one has loopholes. In fact, I was personally involved in a study just early this year to see how we can make that law more effective. The recommendations have been given, but implementation, we hope it will work. So loopholes are there. Then with respect to quality, a standard on limestone quality is there. Standard Organization of Nigeria has a Nigerian industrial standard on limestone quality. That one is there. Okay? One of the big problems is that what you call many of you call it limestone granules are not actually limestone granules. They are basically marl or kaolin, that are not properly. When you travel on this my road, you see them, they spread it on the floor, on the ground. It's not even properly dry. Then you take it to your blending plant, everything just scatters. It clogs your machines and does all sorts of problems. It creates quality issues. So that one is an issue. But I want to assure you that there is the NIS on limestone and other fillers. It's there. It exists. Prof, can you pick the question? Okay.
Good afternoon, please. With respect to issue of adulterations, I think we Standard Organization of Nigeria, we have all our offices across the nations. So if there are anything related to adulteration of fertilizer, please go to the nearest office and make a complaint. We have enforcement unit that are responsible for that, and I will assure you that nobody will say you are the one that reported this issue, and without spending anything, the organization will be responsible for all the transportation and whatever that required of us. So please, issue of adulterations, we are 0% issue of adulteration with respect to fertilizer. Like what the Prof have said, there was a memo from the presidency that we have to tackle that issue. So if there are anything related to adulteration of fertilizer, please kindly report to the nearest state office. Thank you. And thank you that here in Katsina, the state coordinator here is here. So I think during his comment, he will make more shed light on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Son. Only to advise Son that we have been talking of organizations working in silos. Son, please work with Federal Hist. You guys should stop fighting. I'm an insider. That's why I'm saying it publicly. Okay, bro.
Yes. The question regarding results of and other clear minerals, I stand to be corrected. The results have gone far, but then they are on regional scale. So when you choose an area to carry out a research, you need to have experts that will do a detailed research for you, so that you know what exactly the quality of dolomite you have. But there are repositories where you can get all this information. But I will insist, that's why I said R&D are key to knowing all of this. As someone comes here to make contribution, he emphasizes that local investors, collaborators should come into this. It is true, but that government must be deliberate about this. There are policies that no matter how you want to do at that level, only government that can enforce and only government that can encourage. I was telling you, I was in Burkina Faso just last month. What are we saying? Because the government is deliberate about it, and they have moved forward within a year, just within 1 year. So it's true that we need other collaborations, we need investors to invest in R&D, but that our government at whatever level must be deliberate about this.
Thank you. Number 7. That's the last one. Okay. Number 7. Behind you.
My name is Mohammed Idris Ruma. I'm the Secretary Association of Science Laboratory Technology of Nigeria, Katsina State Chapter. So as so many speakers talked about issue of quality. When you talked about quality, let's be realistic. When people do not respect specialization, then definitely there is a problem. You talked about laboratory, you talked about this. Under Federal Ministry of Science Technology, we have Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory Technology of Nigeria under Ministry of Science and Tech. That is NIST in Ibadan. They are the one to checkmate the laboratory. They are the one to license somebody to work in either soil laboratory, either academic laboratory, environmental laboratory. One funny thing is very funny. We talked about quality. In Katsina, the only quality laboratory that we're supposed to have is the one in Technology Incubation Center. It was there since 2015. Up till now, it has not been set up. During the former governor, Aminu Bello Mosari, the son, they begged the governor to establish a laboratory, and they gave them land, I think, in Keita. Up till now, I don't know, maybe the work is there. Maybe the work is there, but the laboratory is not. So, if you go to the south, just like we are saying, people don't patronize fertilizer in the north and this. Go to so many people producing fertilizer. Ask them what is pH. Somebody don't even cannot differentiate pH. He doesn't have somebody to guide him. He doesn't have anybody on quality control to guide him. But go to the south, accredited private laboratories. They are there under NIST. They have been accredited. They are doing research work. But only us here, because somebody is a professor in soil science, from what is the essence of license? What is the essence of seal, sir? I think they give seals. Because I have connection with so person, I will just go and take his sample, take it to Omar Musa, take it to a university and make a research and give him result. I can adulterate what I want to adulterate. Where is my sealed that maybe IPAN gave to me, or the Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory Technology gave to me as a licentiate person that I should be running analysis on fertilizer and soil analysis? So I think this, we need to come up, we need to beg our philanthropists, our business mongrel, that we should have a kind of private laboratories to be functioning in our state. More especially when somebody is talking, he went to a lab and they told him you need to get standard. Because he went to public research institute. So I think, sir, I just want to ask this thing, and I want to beg the stakeholder, relevant stakeholder, there is need that what you just said, that there is need for collaboration with the NIST and all the soil sciences. Because if I'm working in soil sciences and my license, I'm telling you, go to all the university we have, the research institute we have in the north, go and look how many of them have license from Nigerian Institute of Science Laboratory Technology of Nigeria. I stand to be corrected and I stand to be challenged on this. Go to SUN, go to TIC, go to so many places. All their laboratory, ask them to give them their license and see if they are even up to date. So we should not just be deceiving ourselves. We should understand quality is all about laboratory. But if you don't have good quality, then definitely there's a lot of problem. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, thank you. I want to assure you that many of our lab technologies actually have their certificates before we use our labs. There may be some exceptions, but definitely people working in our labs, most of them have certificates. Thank you very much. MC.
Yes. Ina abincin ne ai. A'a wai kai kace ga sanin shigowa. Bari in ba da.
My name is Ibrahim Abdullah from SUN. I just want to make a little clarification on what the last person said regarding the certification or accreditation of laboratory. You need to make your findings and facts before you say anything you want to say. In SON, we have an internationally accredited laboratory. It's not been accredited by SON Nigeria. It was internationally accredited since 2012. So for over a decade, we have internationally accredited laboratory. And also, we have what we call NRCAP. NRCAP is responsible for giving certification and accreditation of laboratories and service providers in Nigeria. So if you have laboratory, whether you have been accredited by Nigerian Institute of Laboratory Technology, you also need to have NRCAP registration.
We are going to take our lunch for 10 minutes, then we'll come for the
offering.
offering.
So there are so many stages of certification, so you need to make your findings before you make submission of anything you want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Just to add that I think what we are lacking in Nigeria, which is a fact, most of our laboratories do not have, are not ISO accredited. Maybe just have one or two, I'm not too sure, in the whole of Nigeria. They don't have ISO accreditation. NILS is a common one, but ISO accreditation, which is international, not many labs have in Nigeria. And I think that's what the labs, in fact, recently I was discussing, even my department we don't have. I was discussing with my HOD that we need to do something to ensure that we are ISO certified. We will go on a small break as we wait for our lunch. But while we are waiting, I don't think we should wait aimlessly. If there are comments, if there are further comments, yeah. You have spoken now. Yes, you sir, you have not spoken. Okay. Sorry, this light is blinding me.
Bishop.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. My name is Mustafa Abdullahi Radda, the founder of Heritage Fertilizer. So mine is an advice or an appeal as a stakeholders. You know, we are in Katsina State, the northwestern part of Nigeria, the northern Nigeria indeed. What we need is the use of organic and organomineral fertilizer rather than the chemical fertilizer. So my call is for the government of the northern states. Let us encourage them to be patronizing the application of organic and organomineral fertilizer in the northern region, simply because we need to standardize our soil structure, the quality and the health of our soil, and indeed our farmers that produces agricultural produce cannot export their produce simply because it is a chemically based product. But if it is organic based product, basically our GDP will certainly go high by exportation. So I think we need to remind our governors, the local government, and indeed the federal government for the application of organic and organomineral fertilizer in the northern Nigeria. And that is number one. And number two, the issue of laboratory. I want to comment just a little bit about it, sir. If the setting up of the laboratory in the state is not costly effective, I think there are individuals that can now put in their wealth to set up the laboratory in Katsina for preliminary analysis before taking it to ABU's area, because we are affiliated to ABU's area here in Katsina State. So my major example is basically on Katsina State, not Kano, because Kano are having BUK there. So for us that ought to be going to ABU's area because of proximity and security issues along the way, we need to have a laboratory here in Katsina. So if it is not costly effective, I think some individuals may collaborate to establish this laboratory, even with Al-Qalam University Katsina. I'm sure we have an expertise, including the Eradua University Katsina. We can equally do it within a very short time. And it is encouraging that everyone need to be testing and making analysis of their products so that we have a quality assurance. So thank you very much. Maybe in the...
Thank you. I think for labs, even in Katsina, I know that there are some fertilizer companies. What's the name of this one alone? Thank you. Just after the...
Okay.
That fertilizer with the rice mill close to it.
Yes, sir. Dharma.
Derma has a quality control lab. We established it. But I don't know whether they are using it. So there are small labs and they are with college.
So if they have, since they have, I think I want to urge our colleagues here to be going to Dahiru Mangal's company, the Dharma, so that we can be making preliminary analysis there before taking it to ABU's area. It will be okay for us, inshallah.
Thank you. Then with
Thank you.
respect to the issue of use of organic and organomineral fertilizers.
Thank you.
We have actually been advocating that we do not just inorganic fertilizers alone. If you use inorganic fertilizers alone for a very long time, particularly on our very fragile soil, our soils are fragile. They are what we call buffering capacity. You know, buffering capacity is that if you have a shock, you can easily bounce back. It's low, most of the soils we have. And what is the reason? Organic matter content is low. Even when you apply organic matter, it does not last because of our prevailing environment. It burns up very fast. So organic matter content is low. So, and if you keep using only inorganic fertilizers, eventually you will have issues of pH, salt buildup, and so on, has been listed by some of our presenters. So we have advocated since I was not even born. Since 1950, I had a long-term experiment that had been studying the effect of the use of various types of fertilizers. And they found that just after about 9 years, one of the students that was receiving only inorganic fertilizers, the pH had gone. So many things. Some of the essential nutrients for plants, what we call the basic cations, calcium, magnesium, and so on, gone. They had leached. So the use of the combined use of mineral and organic fertilizers is something that we encourage. My problem is going to the extreme of saying we should do only organic. I don't have problems with it. I have the quantity. The quantity of organic fertilizers may not be enough for us for now, for what I know. So there's the need to actually combine inorganic and organic, that's mineral fertilizers. And then the other issue with the problem with the organic is that most times the nutrient content is low. The quantity of the nutrients inside is not much. So it will not be able to enable you produce on a large scale, on arable scales. For now, it's much easier to do it maybe on garden scales. You have your garden, it's easy. You have the quantities can do. But by the time you're talking, I have 100 hectares. Can you provide organic fertilizer for me? It may not be easy. So the use of the two is actually something that should be encouraged more than the organic alone. Hello, ma. Hello. The mic is yours. Can somebody pass it? Yes. Okay.
I stand on the established protocol. My is a contribution regarding the regulations and policies of EIA for citizens to abide by them effectively. I think all the environmental related agencies, right from the federal, state to local government, should create a synergy as to the modalities of their operations and funds charges to minimize the duplication of efforts and to make it easy for investors. And my second contribution goes to Raw Materials Research and Development Council, Katsina State Coordinating Office. Hence, research has shown that there is high availability of mineral resources in Nigeria, and there is need for enough fertilizer to meet up with the demand of farmers in the nation. So, particularly in the northern areas, in the northern states. So the coordinating agency, in its part of coordinating activities in the state, should organize a training workshop for the extension agents, where you can bring all these mineral resources like the mile, clay, kaolin, damolite, and other essential nutrients practically to the extension agents and formulate them into fertilizer so that they will see what you are doing practically. Because what you see is more than what you see, you do, you participate is more than only theory. So let them participate, let them see, invite experts to demonstrate to them how to make all these fertilizers. And after making the fertilizer, if possible, let's have a land for trial. Use that fertilizer, plant crops, record all activities so that we can see the effectiveness of those fertilizers, so that in turn they will go back to rural areas and train farmers, the rural farmers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I don't know how RMRDC functions, but I want to believe that what you have suggested is part of the modus operandi, part of the way they do their work. I'm sure if they have all that is needed, they will do what is expected. Thank you very much. Any other comment? Guys, what the fire? Okay, I thought you were the one that spoke. Sorry, I mistook you.
Permit me to stand on the already existing protocol. I have a question, sir, regarding our forum. regarding our topic, sorry, of the forum. My question is, this event focuses on filler granular. Is it filter or filler? It's filler, right? Exactly. So we as a blender, I believe now the focus is now shifting from filler base to other blends. Are we good? From filler blend to other blend. Why is it so? I think you get my question. And we purposely bring filler in order to neutralize this soil acidity that we're battling. Why is the filler base being abandoned? That is my question. Thank you.
I think we should ask you. The one's doing it now. We should ask you why are you abandoning filler? You're asking us again. Well, I think I guess it's to make more money. Most basically for the companies. And then for ease of blending. As I mentioned, some of the so-called limestone granules are not actually limestone granules. They are clay that are not even properly dried. With a little pressure, it crumbles, clogs equipment, and does all sorts of things. But honestly, we cannot do without the use of fillers, particularly those ones. Fillers are used for two reasons. One he mentioned, to take care of physiological acidity, to take care of acidity in the soil, to increase the pH from low to high. Then the second reason is to actually just fill the bulk. When I was speaking, I gave the example of fertilizer that is 15, 15, 15. And the meaning is that it means that NPK is just 45 kilograms in a hectare. The 55 is filler. So the filler may not be doing any work just to fill the bulk. The Panadol that you take, you see P500. That's the active ingredient. But the weight is more than 500. 500 micrograms or something, I'm not too sure. So that's the active ingredient. The same thing, the NPK 15, that's the active ingredient. What is left there is the bulk. So these are the two reasons we use fillers. Definitely, we would like to ensure that in our fragile acidic soils, there's the need to use not just any filler, but the filler that can reduce acidity. That can reduce the acidity in our soil. That's by raising the pH. Very, very important. I know that you have those products, but you also have products that actually contain, some of you also have products that contain fillers. The advice is that if you are using some of these materials that do not have fillers, then you have to deliberately lime your soils. At least, say, every 3 years. Every 3 years, you need to just apply lime to your soil to reduce the acidity. But if you are using filler, at least you are keeping the pH at a fairly good level, where the nutrients can be made available to the plant, where even the microbes that are needed to ensure that the soil is alive, they are also alive. At very low pH, many of those microbes will die. If we don't have microbes, I don't know what we'll do. We don't have decomposition, so all the grass that we have been having will still remain. All the things, all those things that should be disposed, they will still remain where they are. The microbes will help us to get rid of them. I think we should take our lunch. Go. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, the chairman of the technical session. Thank you for well coordination of the presentation. Professor I.Y. Amafu from the Institute of Agricultural Research Center of Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Please, can we appreciate him more, please, once again? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome in our midst another very revered scholar, a university professor, Professor Sanusi Jari Tama from the Department of Agronomy, Federal University, Dusama. He is among the resource persons. He is here to present his paper, but I believe we shall have his paper as soon as we do the opening ceremony. I want to also welcome Al-Hikima Fertilizer and Chemical Nigeria Limited, the Managing Director Bashir Lawal Muhammad Dusama, and also the Managing Director of BM Al-Hikima Nigeria Limited. So you are welcome to this very important occasion. As the lunch been given to participants here, and some of them started eating, I think any moment we shall ask our very special guests that are waiting to come into this hall to usher in so that to do the opening ceremony. We'd like to thank everybody for giving yourselves to this important event, and also for giving your rough attention to hear the presentations made by the scholars. Indeed, more time will be given either today or tomorrow when the training program or the capacity program is going to conclude. Because tomorrow we are going to have more presentations, and will be the time for people to make contributions and ask questions or clarifications as far as this important program is concerned. So we want to appreciate everybody for staying from the morning to this time, and we want to request for and on behalf of the organizers of this event that tomorrow event we want to expect more people, more than what we have today. So if you know that you have somebody that is tied to this program that has not been able to come for today, so tell him to come tomorrow. He will share the knowledge and he will get the impact of this program. So I want to thank everybody for listening, and you can take your lunch as you are where you are sitting. At any moment, the official will be in to take the national anthem and then to take the speeches line off in the opening program. Thank you. DJ can give the light musical